Imagine this. You're living your life, going to work, texting your friends, maybe even loving someone deeply, all the while unaware that a quiet force is draining your spirit. It's not a ghost. It's not a curse. It's a person. Maybe someone close. Maybe someone you trust. Now here's the hard part. What if that person is you? Hi, I'm Echoes of Fear, and today we're diving into Carl Jung's lesser-known but deeply transformative warning. The 6 types of people you must be aware of, not because they're evil, but because they're unaware. Unaware of how much damage their unresolved wounds can cause you. This isn't just a list of toxic traits. It's a psychological journey through the shadows of human nature. And by the end of this video, you won't just be able to recognize these people. You'll understand how to stop letting them shape your identity. Stay with me, because type 6 might just be someone you've been protecting your whole life at the cost of yourself. The manipulative martyr is the master of self-sacrifice, but it's never truly for you. At first, they seem like angels, always helping, always giving. But the giving isn't free. It's a loan, and you owe interest. Jung warned us that unconscious motives are the most dangerous. Martyrs often project their own deep helplessness onto others by making you feel responsible for their well-being. I once had a co-worker named Anna. She'd bring coffee for everyone, cover shifts, smile through exhaustion. But say no to her once, and she'd crumble into passive aggression. The sighs, the guilt trips. The martyr mask would crack, revealing a desperate need for control. Ask yourself, do you feel grateful around someone or guilty? If you're constantly apologizing for not meeting someone's emotional expectations, you may be wrapped in their martyrdom, not their love. Victims live in a world that's always against them. And while they may have suffered deeply, many do, they weaponize that suffering to avoid growth. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." The victim refuses this process. A friend of mine, Josh, constantly found himself in chaos, bad jobs, toxic partners, financial instability. But every time I offered help, advice, or support, I was met with the same wall. You just don't understand. Helping him became a full-time job, and when I finally set a boundary, I was painted as the villain. The victim is not helpless. They are addicted to being helped. It gives them identity and emotional currency. Spot this pattern early. If someone always has a problem but never a solution, you're not helping, you're enabling. We all wear masks, but some people forget to take them off. Jung's concept of the persona is the socially acceptable face we present to the world. But when someone becomes their persona entirely, they become unknowable, even to themselves. They say the right things. They seem perfect, but they're like a house made of mirrors, all reflection, no substance. Ever dated someone who seemed like a dream, only to feel completely alone once the honeymoon phase ended? Chances are, you fell for their persona, not their soul. Beneath charm often hides fear. Fear of rejection, of being truly seen. Don't be dazzled by charisma alone. Ask, when they're vulnerable, who are they really? Not all control looks like shouting or slamming doors. Sometimes it looks like just trying to help. Controllers often come from childhoods where chaos ruled. So, they overcompensate by managing everything and everyone around them. My first manager was a textbook controller. On the surface, calm, professional, but they had to know every detail. Any spontaneous idea was shut down. Over time, I lost confidence in my own decisions. Jung warned, where love rules, there is no will to power. If someone makes you second-guess your instincts, walk on eggshells, or feel small in the name of order, it's not care, it's control. Jung's most haunting insight was this. The traits we hate most in others are often reflections of ourselves. The shadow projector lives in denial of their own flaws. Instead, they accuse you. You're so selfish. You're too emotional. But when you step back, you realize none of that is true. I once mentored someone who kept accusing me of being arrogant. Every achievement I shared was met with passive digs. Eventually, I realized they were projecting their own insecurity. Projection is a defense mechanism, but it distorts relationships. You're not loved. You're used as a screen for their self-loathing. Recognize this for what it is. Don't fight it. Step out of the theater. Let them deal with their own film reel. This one's the most subtle. The energy leech is often gentle, even sweet, but they pull on you like gravity until you can't stand. They aren't malicious. They're incomplete, and they use your light to fill their darkness. Think of that friend who needs constant reassurance, who panics when you don't reply, who spirals if you don't validate every choice. It's not evil, but it's exhausting. Jung said, if there is a reaction, both are transformed. But the energy leech transforms only one, you. You must set firm, loving boundaries. Not because they're bad, but because you cannot carry someone who refuses to stand. Now here's the most important truth. Every single one of these types lives inside us too. Have you ever guilt-tripped someone without realizing? Projected your fear onto a partner? Stayed small just to be liked? Jung didn't just ask us to avoid the shadow. He asked us to integrate it. That means acknowledging where we've drained others, where we've worn masks, where we've controlled or blamed or clung. Not to punish ourselves, but to grow. This is the process of individuation, the becoming of a whole, conscious self. So what now? Start with 3 practices Jung would likely champion. Radical self-honesty. You can't change what you won't face. Carve out silence. Reflect. Ask hard questions. Where have I played the victim? Where have I manipulated through kindness? Emotional sovereignty. Feel everything, but own your emotions. No one should be able to hijack your joy or shame. Discernment, not judgment. Recognize when someone isn't good for you, without vilifying them. You're not better, just different. Let them go with peace. Because the real goal isn't just to dodge dangerous people. It's to become so whole that they no longer have access to you. That is true power. So ask yourself, who gives me energy? Who takes it? Who do I need to release? The answers will set you free.